If you're wanting to make positive changes in your life, then I think this will interest you. So the fine line, today's video is about the fine line of change, right? And how a template, I'm kind of going like that, a template can help you walk that fine line. Hello, my name is Will Perry. Welcome to another Keeping the Conversation Alive video. So it feels like, or it can feel like a fine line between kind of successfully changing and falling back into the patterns of the past. So I guess in this one, the patterns of the past here, and the fine line between sort of walking where you are and managing to get to the other side of whatever change you want in the future. Yeah, and it's very much a fine line. So for many people I work with, it's wanting to have compassion, have emotions, have empathy, without being walked over. So without having people kind of walk over you, and you're just lying there groaning, groaning. But people seem to walk over you. I mean, that's I think we can understand that analogy. What a doormat. Why do people walk over me? Why do people take me for granted? Why do people take advantage of me all the time? And this ends up in kind of complete heartbreak on many levels, and it can be broken heart so many times, toughen up, trust issues. So it's just and that can symbolize hurt as well, that we're hurt, and it's not a nice transaction to be walked on or taken advantage of. And that can be in relationships, friendships, and family. Does that make sense? And all aspects of and work and the world of work. So in all these aspects of our life, we can people can sort of seem to take advantage of us. And why is that? And that makes it difficult with that kind of broken heart aspect. If you like, this bit here, it can make it more difficult to walk that fine line successfully. Does that make sense? Does it? Can you see that, with that doubt, with that experience of the burden of kind of this area, that it's this experience, this belief, because it forms a belief that I can't do whatever it is. I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, and then it builds into that mother of all beliefs that I talk about quite often. So successfully walking that tightrope, that fine line between actually changing and being something you're not, feeling authentic to yourself. But for me, it's about toughening up. You need to toughen up. So what's a good analogy for toughening up? Because some people think that they can't be empathetic, they can't be who they are authentically themselves, whilst also being tough. It's part of the parcel. It's running on empty. I call it leaky bucket syndrome. I won't draw a bucket because it would just distract me. But if you imagine leaky bucket, it empties all the time, and you need to fill it constantly. So if it goes, you need to stop and then fill yourself, your reserves. I often see people saying, I need some me time. It's like, yes, of course you bloody do. You're running on empty because you're giving out to everybody else all the time. You're being walked on. You've got this going on, and this going on. And it's no good. It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. It takes huge amount of energy, and people can take advantage of it. It's like, what the, what's going on? Well, it's like you're doing that, and you're not successfully walking the tightrope. You're like, whoa, wait, whoa. So is that going on? And you fall off, and then you go back to the start. And this is the start. So the kind of solution for it is for me to toughen up. But that doesn't mean not being empathetic. That doesn't, the one over there, this one, sorry, toughen up. So that whether you have a box that you can effectively protect yourself, your heart from, your emotions from, but whatever it is, because it's emotional, whatever the analogy is for you, to be able to toughen up so protecting yourself from these buggers, from these buggers who like to walk over you and take advantage of. It's actually being able to say this wonderful word, no. 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 And that's an awesome thing. to be able to do, and that's something you definitely need to be able to do. That's such an important an important word, and that will help you get to the other side. It's just by chance that I put it on this side. That you need to be able to say, you need to be able to. Yes, you do. To say no, it's so important. It's so important and crucial to your development to be able to get to the other side, that you can say no, and that's protecting you. That does this. No protects you, but you've got to do it. It's an emotional thing. It's a decision. It's a protection to stop people walking over you. And for me, a really nice thing, I put it down here, but let me grab it up further. There's the template. For me, a template is a good idea for where you're starting from. Start to where you want to be. There's that gap in between. So for me, a template is a really good place to be able to measure where you are and where you want to be. The template for me that I'm using now with my clients and the work is the Big Five, and I'm using the Jordan Peterson one, and I've dived into that and done the training, and it's for me a really useful template to be able to see what's real, measurable and tangible in terms of that line, that tightrope that we want to walk, this journey that we want to make. So if you can, you can't change what you can't see, so if you want to change, you need to know how. Well, first what you're going to change, then how you're going to change it. And the Big Five measures are on 5 different levels, and there's 2 different details within the one, but you need to have enough extroversion, positive emotions. You need to have enough of that to be able to fully engage and feel good about stuff, and not to be dominated by so that's positive. You don't want to be dominated by your neuroticism, your negative emotions. You don't want those to, and perhaps for you that's what's keeping you off the balance. This is what's going on here, tipping you. It's the negative emotions that are going in place, and they're stopping you from taking the positive actions. So you need to have the balance of that. You need to, this is good, but this is bad. But we all have a balance of that. We need to have a balance. We can't just be smiley all the time. I think I said that in the video yesterday. Conscientiousness, how your order, your structure, your ability to be able to perform tasks. You need to have enough of that in balance to be able to move to where you are, to be able to be consistent, to be able to take the actions. The agreeableness, this is all kind of where you are, and there isn't a right or wrong, but there's a kind of implied of where you're going to be effective in terms of getting to the other side. This journey here. So agreeableness, you need to be, it's how you approach things, but also you need to be tough enough. You can't just be agreeable to everything. You can't be agreeable to everybody. You can't just do, in conscientiousness, you can't be just dutiful to, without question. So, you have to have the right balance. Everything's about balance, is it not? You have to have the right balance in here. And in terms of openness to experience, creativity, and the things around in the world, creativity and intelligence and following through on stuff, you need to have enough openness, but you don't need to be solely focused on and obsessed on different things to the extent that it distracts you on your journey. So for me, having a template it's like a grid, a solid grid, and on that grid then you can see and plot maybe plot where you want to go. And maybe it's going to be a different journey, and maybe it's a slight, let's go a different color on that one. Maybe it's going to be not a straight line, maybe you're going to be going straight across here. You get the idea. Your journey is your journey and your journey alone, but having that structure, and for me that's what this is. The structure and the personality profile tool that I use. It's helping you to get to the other side, to make that journey consistently without getting put off, without getting taken off balance with all the, God, this is a busy one, isn't it? Wow, look at that. So without getting taken off balance with your emotions, your negative emotions about the past, present or the future, and being able to be tough enough where you haven't been before, to be able to toughen up without losing that authenticness of who you are. You know, I want you to be 100% you, but what the hell does that bloody mean? Because you've never been that. You've always been that more vulnerable bit up at the top here. You know, that one up there. That it's difficult to point on a camera. That's reversed. I'm very good, aren't I? Yes. Oh no. Yes. So there we go. So humour is important as well. And if you want to find out why humour is so important, come and have a conversation with me. So if you want to change, you need to know what you need to change, and you need to know how to change it. So I guess my invitation for you is that you know, use the template that helps you do that, to help you see where you need to go and how you're going to get there. So for me, this tool is really good, the Big 5 personality test, because it is so thorough and reliable across genders, across cultures, across, you know. So it's been proven to be really reliable. So I can run through it with you. You can take the test. It's a link you can take your test on. It's only about $9, so just over $9. So it's really accessible. You can do it on your own. The report it comes out with is really detailed. However, what I've found for a lot of my clients, it's like, yeah, I agree with most of it. That didn't, and then you're left with a so what. So one of my skills is to be able to interpret it and make it come to life. So I can do that with you for a small charge. I can, why did I say it like that? So if you want, we can book a session to go through that. If you do that, you can give me access to it. I'll interpret it. It takes a bit of a while, but it's good for me to write it out for you, to be able to bring it to life. But for me, that's the value of this journey here. And kind of, yeah, giving you the real detail, the real structure, the real understanding of what you need and how you're going to be able to get there. Because so many times, especially at this time of year, you know, I'm filming this just coming towards New Year's Eve. It's like, yeah, we make great plans for the year ahead, and we lose our way. We fall out of balance. We aren't able to maintain that. So I don't want that for you. So maybe this tool could help you in the way that it's helping some of my other clients. So if that's of interest, do contact me, and we can have a conversation about how that might be able to help you, how that might be the thing that gives you that template to be able to actually plan and plot your transition from your past to where you actually want to get in your future. That's a busy one. That is. So many thanks. Hope you're well. A happy New Year if I don't see you before then. And see you next year. All right, many thanks. Bye-bye.